Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel as we get ready to start a new trading week. It's not exactly a merger Monday. In fact, it's a breakup Tuesday for Kraft Heinz. Valerie, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, Kraft Heinz has announced they will split into two separate public companies. We are seeing shares in the green, but just marginally up 0.25%. Kraft Heinz will be spinning out its grocery products, such as Oscar Mayer and Lunchables, from its sauces and boxed meals like Heinz Ketchup and Kraft Mac and Cheese. Now, this announcement unwinds a $46 billion merger that happened around a decade ago that united these two iconic brands and created one of the largest food companies in the world. But that merger happened before new forces began to reshape America's shopping, including a greater demand for healthier, less processed food. So the merger has essentially been not as amicable as they would have liked. And there has been some heavy speculation in the media running up to this announcement, perhaps explaining the lack of reaction today. But Kraft Heinz shares are down around 9% year to date. So they have been having issues with the broader market rising around 9% versus that. So Kraft Heinz in the green up 0.3%. So
something of an end of an era there. Maybe yes. The bigger story this morning could be the continued sell-off in tech shares that we saw starting last Friday.
Yeah, Nvidia is in the red for a fourth consecutive session in a row, which would have its longest losing streak since March, which I found quite surprising. We know that tech weakness was one of the major reasons for the equity sell-off on Friday. Nvidia was responsible for 40% of the S&P 500's decline on Friday, coming after the Wall Street Journal reported that Alibaba has developed a chip to compete with Nvidia in China. It's perhaps sparking just some wider concerns of China's AI capabilities. So hurting for a second day in a row, Nvidia down 1.6%. We're also seeing Tesla in the red. Those shares are down less than 1%. We had some disappointing news when it came to its India debut, falling short of expectations. And their deliveries also from their Shanghai factory in China extended their slump, dropping for 7 out of 8 months this year.
Well, let's talk about some stocks in the green. How about Frontier Group? The low-cost airline is getting a major bid this morning.
Yeah, Frontier Group up over 9% so far this morning. This comes on the back of an upgrade from Deutsche Bank after another budget airline, Spirit, on Friday declared bankruptcy for a second time. Analysts at Deutsche Bank have pointed out that Frontier Airlines might be the biggest beneficiary of Spirit's bankruptcy. A lot of overlapping when it comes to each other's routes and customer base. So Spirit Airlines, off the back of that bankruptcy, we're seeing Frontier Airlines up over 9% so far.
And maybe I spoke too soon about this not exactly being a merger Monday. We do have some deal news for Air Lease.
Air Lease, this is a aviation mega deal. Shares of Air Lease are up 7.2% so far this morning. Air Lease has agreed to a massive merger to create a global aircraft leasing giant, a group of investors in a holding company, which includes Sumitomo, SMBC Aviation, and funds affiliated with Apollo and Brookfield will purchase Air Lease shares for $65 a piece. It includes a 7% premium from the stock's closing price on Friday, and the transaction is valued at approximately $28 billion to create a Air Lease giant from Air Lease.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.